In the business of everyday environment, the Center for Environmental Study, which we founded in 50, and a grant from the Wege Foundation. And we ran that, they gave us a 3-year grant, which wasn't much in those days, but it was, it was a lot. We carried it on for 3 years and actually went a 4th year with that grant. So they and the National Sanitation Foundation, which is down in Ann Arbor, and they're the ones that make give the stamp of approval on all kitchen equipment for restaurants and so forth, and National Sanitation Foundation. We managed to get 4 years out of it, and that's how the center started. We worked with all of the local foundations, both public and private, for the education of local schools on the environment, which took public health, clean sewers and drinking water, public disposal of garbage, and the problem of clean air from factories. And it was a problem of education for the general public. And the recycling of waste was a big issue in those days. With the Netherlands now recycles almost 80% of its garbage in the Netherlands. And we should be doing the same thing in this country. And burning the incinerators that don't have to have smoke anymore. You can burn incinerators at about 270 degrees now, where you don't get any ash coming out this. I mean, we got one right here in town. Have anybody seen that one downtown that burns the garbage for power? Anybody? You ought to see it. That's one of the things you should take all the students over there and make it sure that they see it, because the garbage disposal units have to take as much as they can over there, and then they take a day's supply over before they dump it in a landfill. So it's burned for power for all the power in Grand Rapids, a lot of the power. So the little left over goes in the landfill. Used motor oil is gathered from owners and gas stations and used for power plants and also for road building. Some of the asphalt is used oil mixed with the tar and so forth. And the environment, which is our lifeline, life support system, demands that we have clean air, clean water, and proper disposal of waste, including used oil, tires, and usable parts from factories' production. We now recycle most of these items, but have a lot to go for the information and disposal of all other waste. We must take the example of the Netherlands to recycle as much waste as possible, so we don't have hills of waste growing. Like I don't know whether you've seen the one between here and Holland. There's a huge pile of debris there. So our disposal of waste in Grand Rapids and our local cities that surround us are better than the national city systems, but we have a long way to go to catch up with the Netherlands. Our big steel plants take lots of water from the Great Lakes, but they called me down to National Steel near Chicago. Well, this was about 15 years ago. They wanted me to see their plant. What they did, well, they take water out of the Lake Michigan, and it's dirty. And by the time it goes through the plant in the process of manufacturing, it goes out to the Lake Michigan much cleaner than it was before they take it in. So all these things can be done. And I've been arguing with the local coal plants. We're working on trying to redo the coal plant over in Muskegon. And, no, not Muskegon. What's the south of?
Holland.
Huh?
Holland.
Yeah. And so there is a new process that you can burn coal. What you do is grind it up to powder, and then blow it into the system, and you don't see anything coming out the stacks. So it's burned about 98%. And what's left over, the residue now can be taken and buried in the ground. There's a system to do that. So it's just a matter of money. If we'd saved money from going over to the Arabian area, we could have put all that money into the power plants and have clean air today. So we got a lot to learn, and the politicians have a lot to learn about. And instead of arguing about this and that and the other thing, they should be saying, what can we do to create public health for every citizen in this country? And it can be done. It can be done. The problems are legislation and ego. And so I say, drop your ego and drop your and raise your eco. So our big, okay. In Grand Rapids and the surrounding cities, we instigated a system of picking up all garbage and returning the results to places that can use it for road building and other usable sources. It is not 100%, but they're trying to, as much as possible, to use the example of the Netherlands system. And remember, recycling is one of the most important elements to clean living. I thought we might use this time for questions, and I'm able to answer any question that I'm able to answer. So you can ask me some questions. You know, when you think about it, if we had clean air in all of our manufacturing institutions, manufacturing plants, we would save billions of dollars in health care. This is literally true, because I remember I was working in our plant back in the, let's see, 34, between 38 and 40. And I was working over there in the desk plant, and there was a big Hollander in there. I forget his name now, but we were friends, and I was telling him, now, what do you do to clean up this place? And he said, well, we do it the right way. And there was a system where we put the steel in to clean it off and so forth. And it was a big bubbling tank and so forth. And nobody got sick from it. I don't know what the process is today. I'd tell you what the process is, but you know, there are certain systems around the country that everybody used them, we'd have a clean environment. So I'm saying we can do it. Everybody can do it. You can do it. Cities can do it. This nation can do it, but we have to have the will to do it. So I'd like to ask, you can ask any questions. I'll try to answer them. Yes? Okay.
But now that we have a new aggressive young president, wouldn't it be practical for a president?
I haven't got my ear.
Well, now I said that we have a new president, young, aggressive president. Would it not be practical for him to form some branch of government to oversee nationally that we are doing our environmental job that should be done?
Sure, absolutely.
We don't have such a thing.
Yeah, we don't have it.
I think we should be practical.
We should have it, yeah. Anybody else? Okay.
I'd just be interested to see what you think about this. In your book, you say that going green, there's two benefits. Yeah. First of all, it's good for the environment.
That's right.
That's the main thing. But you say, second of all, it helps the bottom line for businesses. I mean, if you reuse the things that you waste, you save money, so you make more money. Well,